it's Dr. Laura Pate coming at you again with some more stretching videos for demonstration purposes only. I'm a chiropractic physician at Absolute Healthcare Advanced Chiropractic in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Today we're going to be focusing on a stretch that is called the Pigeon pose in yoga. We're going to start in a downward dog position. I do have a previous video showing the stretch. Now for the downward dog, we're focusing more on the posterior muscles of our legs and thighs, the hamstrings and the calves. Now in this video, we're going to start in that position, so you will get a little bit of that stretch as well, and then progress it into pigeon, which is going to focus on the glutes, on the leg that is bent, with the knee bent. I'll show you in just a moment. And then the opposite leg at the same time, we're really stretching out the hip flexors. So this is one of my absolute favorite stretches, especially if you don't have a lot of time. You get both sides of the legs and also the posterior and anterior aspects. Really, a lot of people are very tight in those muscles throughout the hips. So this is a fantastic stretch to do. I am on the floor using a yoga mat. You may want to grab yoga blocks or even a blanket or pillow if you are not very flexible in the hips, like I certainly am not. You may want to put that under your hips for some support. So for purposes of this, I'm going to start with my right glute. But before we get there, we're going to start in all fours as we transition into that downward dog position. So my wrists are under my shoulders, my knees are under my hips. I'm going to start by curling my toes under, going into down dog, pushing back with my arms, lifting my hips high into the air, and then straightening my legs, trying to get my heels down. So here alone, I feel a stretch in my back and then hamstrings and calves specifically. To get into pigeon, which is going to stretch my right glutes and hip, first, I'm going to raise my right leg and then bring my knee towards my right hand and set it down on the ground. So my right knee is just behind my right wrist. I'm also going to put my left knee down and then scooch back a little bit, straightening my leg. Now I'm going to kind of sink down a little bit, really feeling this, opening up my glutes and hips on the right side. Now you can shimmy and shift around a little bit to find that exact spot where you feel a great stretch. Some people move their knee slightly up, and that changes the angle a little bit. Again, everyone's different in where those adhesions are. I like mine a little bit more to the side. You can also play around with moving the angle of your right leg. Some people like to keep it a little bit more parallel to the mat. Again, it just changes that angle a little bit. Feels amazing regardless. Now, on my left leg, which is straight back, I'm feeling a stretch in my hip flexors. Now, I do have several videos stretching the hip flexors as well, but this is a 2-for-1. I'm getting my right glute and hip area as well as the anterior part of my left hip with the hip flexors. So I'm just holding this. If you want to progress it or feel a little deeper stretch in your left hip flexor, you can engage or contract that left glute. And you can hold it. Now, if you're comfortable here, you can stay here with your hands down. You can even walk forward and relax on your forearms. Some people go all the way down and make a pillow with their hands for their head. Or again, if you want to use blocks to assist you, you can. You can put a blanket or a block underneath your hip if that provides you a little more stability. I like to hold this for quite some time. I think it's a great stretch. I would aim for about 30 to 60 seconds if you're comfortable. And when you're ready, you can simply return to an all fours position or back to that down dog, which is where I'm going to go. And I'm going to switch sides. So I'm going to lift up my left leg and bring my left knee towards my left wrist, bending it, putting my right knee down as well, scooching my right leg back. Now I'm feeling the stretch in my left glute and hip. Again, you can move your leg if that feels better. Just trying to find that great angle for where your adhesions are in those muscles. Also getting a great stretch through my right hip flexor. I'm even going to curl my toes and move my knee back a little bit more so I can really get in there. I'm sinking down a little bit. I'm gonna go down to my forearms and just hold this. I would hold for about 30 to 60 seconds, but do what is comfortable for you. You just wanna take nice, deep breaths and really give your body and those muscles time to elongate in this position. Once you're ready, you can put your hands back down and go back into a seated position. You may want to go back into that downward dog to get that posterior leg stretch. It's up to you. I will be providing a progression from Pigeon to incorporate not only the contralateral, which means opposite side hip flexor, and quadricep. It's called Screaming Pigeon. So look out for that video on my channel and subscribe if you are enjoying it. Thank you.